How would you be out in the world? How would you share of your resources if you knew they were unlimited, if you knew they were abundant? Really pause for a few moments and check in right now. Take a deep breath in. Hold it for a few moments, melt your shoulders away from your ears, soften the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet like you're opening fists with your mind. Let go of tension and thinking on the exhale. Do that twice more. Inhale deep. Hold the breath for a few moments, melt, soften, let go of tension and thinking. Once more, inhale deep. And let it all go. A generous heart is a heart steeped in love. And a heart steeped in love is a generous heart. A generous heart is a heart steeped in love. And a heart steeped in love is naturally generous. Why? A heart steeped in love feels less separate from other beings, the earth, the world around us. And so giving and receiving become more naturally obvious as one in the same thing. Giving and receiving become more naturally, obviously the same thing. If you were to consider that this human body and all human bodies, including yours, are all arising in one living system that is in complete communication with itself at all times, infinite in direction. If it's one living system, it's constantly seeking to balance itself in all ways. Now, because us humans have a shorter lifespan than the length of, say, the universal timescale, it's not so easy for us until we move into a contemplative, meditative awareness to consider things like this. You know, if an average human lifespan is maybe around 70 to 90 years, in that short arc of time, we miss a lot of the bigger picture if we don't widen our awareness with contemplation and meditation. What I do to you, I do to me. What I do to the critters outside my window, I do to me. It's all connected. All particles, and you can check into some of the science behind particle theory, string theory, all particles are connected. All particles are joined. All particles are able to be in instantaneous communication. So the only thing that would have me hoard my resources is scarcity. And that scarcity is not actually factual. It's something that gets reified, fed, like a self-fulfilling prophecy, through a combination of our prior conditioning, how we grew up, our current patterns of breathing and understanding, which are given by how we grew up, and how we interact with the world around us. So, take a deep breath. Let go on the exhale. Most of us at this time watching this video did grow up in conditions where we were imprinted with some forms of scarcity thinking. That's how I grew up in the grocery store. Hey mom, can we get this or that? Do we have a coupon for it, she would say. If we don't have a coupon for it, it's not on sale, no. I heard that refrain over and over and over and over again. As an adult, when I started to make sufficient money to have the funds to buy discretionary things, I struggled to buy myself things. I struggled because that old voice in my head that prompted me to consider, believe, think from, move from, there's not enough. It's scarce. And then that causes the tissue to contract in the body, that causes the breath to shorten, that causes one to withhold, that causes one to overly scrutinize the prices on a menu. Now, I'm not saying put yourself in financial harm's way, but what I am saying is there are some practices that we can engage in to expand our awareness, to return to the fundamental place we began with, whenever that was, that knows it's an abundant universe. It is an abundant universe. And the more connected I am to that reality through practice over time, and it does take time, so be patient, the more naturally I'm going to want to be generous. In my Sunday Satsang series, at this recording, we're in 2021, nearing the end of this year of monthly satsangs, monthly gatherings. This particular month, the group and I are studying generosity and abundance. Generosity and abundance. And one of the homework assignments is every day to give away some form of material goods, whether that's money, objects, clothes that we're no longer wearing, things from the house that we've lost interest in and want to put in the hands of somebody who will appreciate them freshly. Every day to give away something from our material goods. And I think we're about 2 weeks or so into it, and I'm doing these practices as well. Wow. Even if it's just something small, a couple extra dollars to the delivery person. In my case, I've been giving away essential oils almost every day. Wonderful essential oils, all different varieties of them that I had been gathering for some time to give away. And I can tell you, it is so healing for me to give freely in these ways, to just listen to the field, so to speak, the field around me. Who is there to give to today, and what would you have me give? So I'm going to offer you this possible assignment to play with, to just keep giving something small away, or large if you're called to one day, every single day from your material resources without expecting anything in return. And have the feeling, practice the feeling as you're giving, that it's not coming from you, from this separate little you, but it's coming from life through you to another, to life itself. From life itself, through you, to life itself. It's a circle. It's a circle. A circle conserves energy. And a little pro tip here, notice how it goes over time based on whom you give to. Some people have a really easy time receiving and are grateful and lifted by the gift, and some people really struggle. Those same people tend to struggle with being complimented as well, even if it's an authentic compliment, struggle to receive that. We don't want to judge that, we just want to notice. Where are we able to give in such a way that it increases the flow of giving? You know, you pay it forward and you know that person's going to pay it forward some more, most likely. With time and practice in a daily manner with this, you will start to get these intuitions. And then we have a part we can play to increase the feeling of abundance and ease in our circles that we move through. Now, here's another key practice we're doing this month. Mirror work. And you're hearing me more and more and more talk about getting in the mirror. It's so powerful. The more I do it, the more I want to do it. I'm generally doing about 15 to 20 minutes a day in the mirror. Eye gazing, it starts with an eye gaze, and breath. Fully seeing myself, fully letting myself be seen in a loving gaze, exhaling any possible criticism or contracted ways I could speak to myself, really deepening and widening the breath, softening the body, and staying with the eyes, really connecting with myself. It's increasing my ability to connect with others with ease. It's increasing my ability to recognize the abundant heart we're talking about here. A generous heart is a heart steeped in love. So between these two practices, practicing loving and receiving love in the mirror daily, and I know it might seem like a little bit of work, and you may have to overcome significant amounts or small amounts of body shame looking at yourself in the mirror. Well, what a gift to free yourself, huh? Isn't it worth it? And then the giving of your gifts, the giving of material resources. These two acts, as you'll see, if you stay consistent with them on the daily basis, by the end of, say, 30 days, you will start to feel more abundant. As we give, it tells the nervous system we have something to give from, which is beginning to rewire us, reorient us into the recognition of it is an abundant universe. And then we start to, as we get into week 2, week 3, week 10, notice other things around the house that we can give or share. And it's not limited at that point, noticing what we have to give or share, to just material resources. Time, love, affirmative prayer for others. It's really endless. And the more endless we recognize it is, this treasure trove, this treasure trove from which to give, that's given to us from the universe, the more abundant we feel. And the more abundant we feel, the more safe we feel. And the more safe we feel, the more safe we feel to open the heart wider. You see where I'm going with this? So, you're not limited to these practices, but please consider taking them on. If you're touched by this video, write down the 2 practices, put them in your calendar so you won't skip them, schedule them with a realistic beginning and ending time, and do them. And make notes each day, just little notes about what you're noticing in the practice, how you're feeling. And then the third thing that I'll offer you to consider that will really flesh this out more, that we're doing this month as well, is at the end of each day, write down the unexpected forms of abundance that show up in your life. Pay attention. Little things, big things, medium things, write them down. This also will add to your confidence. Now, if you're already feeling radically abundant in all ways and your heart is always spilling over for you and other beings, not just other beings, but for you as well, then you don't need to do this practice. Now that said, I haven't found an end to how abundant we can feel. And the more abundant I feel, the more I want to give. So it's not just for our own sake. When we're truly steeped in abundance, we naturally give. This is just how it works. All right. I'm going to leave this here for now. Let's take one final deep breath into the deep heart together. So that's the space about 3 finger widths inside the center of your chest. And then moving back a little further is the deep heart. So just imagine breathing into there sweetly with love, receiving abundance from life itself. Hold that for a moment and let it spread through the body. Let the whole nervous system receive this. And then let go of tension and thinking. Enjoy yourself. I'll see you very, very soon.